We was really desperate because we didn't know what to do. And people start to bring stuff and food. And then we asked the police, can we take them home? Can we bring some families at least that they sleep in our houses? And they said, no, there is no chance to do that. This is forbidden.
What would you do if a complete stranger knocked on your door and asked for your help? The people in this podcast decided to give it their all. I traveled Europe's borders with my microphones, where refugees arrive and are usually treated in horrible ways. But not by the people I interviewed. They decided to help, no matter the consequences. I'm Rico, theologian, artist and director of A World of Neighbours, and these people are my heroes and role models. The whole of Europe should hear their story. This is Living as Neighbours. Sanela, Sarajevo. In the middle of the great multi-religious city of Sarajevo, surrounded by hills that have witnessed the dreadful violence over the war that is still so present in this country, Sanela is one of those people that put into practice what European governments should have done so long ago. She runs together with refugees and migrants a social center, Integrate. She highly respects the people she works with and despises the injustices of the system. She simply can't look away.
Yeah, we are in Sarajevo indeed, and it's an interesting city, multicultural, and I love it also because I'm not from Sarajevo. I just live here 1 year since I opened my NGO. But I fall in love also.
You are Bosnian, right?
Yes, I am Bosnian, and I come from the north of Bosnia. It's a small city, but I will tell about that a little bit later. And now, as I said, I live here in 1 year. And we open our NGO. It's World Travelers Community is the movement, and idea came from it. But the name of our NGO is Daily Integration Center Integrate. This is the official name, and as the name said, we are doing integration program for asylum seeker and people on the move here in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Great. Hey, and you grew up in the north. How was it to grow up in Bosnia as a kid?
Well, I grew up in socialism because I'm 1981, so I remember the time of Yugoslavia, and I really have nice memories from this time, because in this time we was living all together, and I don't know, I just feel still this time like it makes an impact on me as an individual. But then 1992, when the war started, we needed to escape, so I went with my family to Switzerland as a refugee, and from 1992 to 1996 we stayed in Switzerland, and then we came back again to Bosnia. So it was like, this 4 years was like some kind of time travel for me, because I remember my childhood until I was 10 in Yugoslavia, and then these 4 years in Switzerland, a completely different country and culture and everything, and me as a refugee was a little bit, intensive time, let's say, and I keep a lot of memories from that. And then when we came back to Bosnia, it was completely different. So it was let's say we came back to our country, but it was like, for me, it was like a different country, because when you grow up in completely different system, and then you live 4 years again in different system, and then you come back a new one. So it was a intense time, and this growing up in this kind of instability was really, making impact not only on me and everyone.
Why did you come back?
Well, we was just thinking that our country needs us, that we go back, and my father was not feeling good in Switzerland, and he was just, didn't feel comfortable. Not that the hospitality was not okay, it was not this problem, just he felt that he should go back and be with the parents, and that we are like a family again. Back in Bosnia, in this time, I felt the same, to be honest. I mean, I had a lot of friends in Switzerland. I was going to school. I was integrating completely, but I just felt that I should be in my country, and that I felt better there.
The love of country just runs under your skin, right?
Yeah, I don't know, because, I'm from Balkan, and I just have this spirit in myself on this way, and I couldn't fit on completely on this West lifestyle.
There's a big gap. You feel the big gap between the Balkan and the West?
I feel, yes. Because, I think I feel. Even we are connected, and as I said, I know how is the life in the West, and I completely understand this lifestyle. And I also know how is the lifestyle here, but somehow I just feel more comfortable in this one.
Very nice, very nice. And you started to live in the north.
Yes, exactly.
And then at some point, because the podcast is living as neighbors for and with people on the move.
Exactly.
Which is the word we started to use for refugees and migrants, because all these words are heavily loaded with political or all kinds of. So it's people on the move.
Exactly.
And at some point you became a neighbor, so to speak, for people on the move. What happened?
This was really like a surprise for us. We was not ready because all the situation, what was happening, started in 2018 in Bosnia and Herzegovina, since the people start to enter, and then traveling through Bosnia to go to. It was, people from different backgrounds. We saw on television that Bihać was starting to get full. There are people, refugees and people on the move in Bihać, sleeping on the street. We were just following and seeing, oh my God, what is going on? In this time I didn't understand that Bosnia was not ready to handle this and then just to find solutions, because we was refugees. And I just couldn't imagine that this situation is happening. And then in November 2018, decision came from the government that they just make a police point or some kind of border middle in the country, and it was exactly in my village, exactly there where I was living, so like 200 meters from my house. I was sitting with my friend, we was drinking coffee, and then I just see the blue lights outside, and I see like people are moving and police with helmets and sticks. I didn't understand anything. We just ran outside and said, what is going on? And the police would just go, nothing. And then I see people, I saw that there are, refugees, people on the move. I see that they are not Bosnians. And I was just asking, what is happening? Why you are going back? He said, we won't just go Bihać. We're going to go Bihać. And then I saw that police will bring them to one place. And this place was, as I said, 200 meters from my house, and it was directly on the border of Republika Srpska and Federation.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about these borders, because I don't think people have it all in mind what's happening in Bosnia.
Bosnia is a very complicated structure with all the systems. So we have two entities. One is Republika Srpska and one is Federation. Yeah. And Federation has 10 cantons, and it's some kind of ethnically separating the country. And in my village is really there the border between this Serbian part of Republika Srpska and the Federation, and is in the same time the border of Unasana canton. And Unasana canton is on the north and was the hotspot of all the movement because the border is near. So Bihać and Cljuč, all these, let's say, cities.
The border to Croatia.
Exactly.
In the direction of Europe, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. So all the movement was really going to Bihać and Cljuč to Unasana canton. Yeah. And Cljuč, the city where I was, or where I was living and working, it's directly on the border of Unasana canton.
Yeah. So for the audience to understand, it's within Bosnia you have 3 borders or 3 different countries almost, ruled by their own presidents, but they form together the government, and the borders within the country are almost as important.
It's actually the opposite, because we just recognize the borders as a whole country. These entities are just made in the Dayton to stop the war. Yeah. And but yes, it's true. We have 3 presidents who are representing the 3 national parts of Bosnia. So the Catholics, the Serbs, the Croats, and the Bosniaks. How we call this now officially. Yeah. And this is a little bit complicated about that and this whole political system. So,
but at some point you were living at one of these canton borders.
Exactly.
So the borders inside the country.
Yes.
And then the police comes and just creates, in a way, a new border.
Exactly.
Only for people on the move.
Yes.
Because they come with the bus on their way to a city on the other side of the canton border, and they are stopped in front of your nose.
Exactly.
There are people there in full armor. stopping refugees. That must have been like a devastating
Of course,
feeling.
it was. I mean, we couldn't believe that this is happening. You know, police was just also looking because they just got the order from the UNASANA government.
Did you know this policeman?
Of course. And my father was a policeman all his life, you know. So he was somehow included in that, and we was just looking, and the police was, you know, no, we have an order. And of course, my first thing was, hey, do you know that this is illegal? Do you know that this, what you are doing, is not normal and not okay? They said, we can't do anything, we just have orders to do that. And I said, what is your order? Where is your paper to do this? Where you have the right? Of course, they didn't have any paper. But it came from the top. They said the Ministry of Security of Bosnia and Herzegovina gave us the green light to do that. Since this day, I was really, you know, trying to fight against this decision, but it was not possible because it was always, you know, like, yeah, we don't have other solution. We need to do that. Like, we need really to stop. And how it works. So all the buses who came from Tuzla and Sarajevo in the direction to go to the border of Croatia, police stopped them. They go inside. They was profiling the people on the color skin, which was terrible because, you know, and all the bus drivers, they was doing this on the way that they was putting the people who was black or dark or brown behind in the buses. It was really like separating them.
It's just apartheid all over again.
It's crazy. It was not unbelievable. And then police came inside in the bus and they was just looking and, you know, oh, okay, where is your passport? Where is your paper? Where is your passport? And the guys was showing the papers, for example, about when they was registering themselves. So they had the right, of course, they had the right to go to the camp. They had the right. There was not, so they was doing this duty to register themselves. Even there was people who had asylum seeking cards. Every one of them was kicked out. There was not caring if there was children, families, sick people, old people. In this moment, we had, I still remember the first night, we had around 50 people. Also old people. I remember one pregnant woman. She was in high pregnancy already. It was cold. It was November. And then we just start, you know, to find some solution, like bringing them blanket, food.
You're seeing this happening. People were taken out of the buses because of their color of skin and the fact that they didn't have a Bosnian passport, but they were legally registered. They were taken out, put next to the bus, and then
this is a road, and you can just imagine it's a field near to the road. There is nothing. They no water, no electricity, nothing. It's really like a field. And people were just sitting on the ground, and we start to make fire, at least to keep them warm. And we brought some blankets, and I was just, you know, we was really desperate because we didn't know what to do. And people start to bring stuff and food, and then we asked the police, can we take them home? You know, can we bring some families at least that they sleep in our houses? And they said, no, there is no chance to do that. This is forbidden. And we said, how you can forbid me, you know, to take someone to my house? This is my house. No, they really, and from this day on, it was just, you know, worse and worse because this was just repeating every time. And we asked the police, what is the solution? If you stop them moving to Bihać, why you don't bring them back to Sarajevo? They said they need to go alone, but how they will go alone? The buses didn't want to take them back, or they didn't have the money to go back. So they was really stuck there between, and we was calling this later also like a no one's land, because Republika Srpska was just behind and didn't want that anyone put a step there. And also the federation also. They was just in the middle, in this field.
Were you alone, or were there more people from your village, friends?
Yeah, my father was with me all the time.
But he was with the police.
Yeah, but he was already tired, so he was not working anymore. Retired, yes. But we was active in Red Cross, me and my father together before, and we was helping the locals.
As a volunteer,
yes, as a volunteer, exactly. And my father and me, I don't know, it was like completely spontaneous. We just start to organize ourselves somehow, and like we was starting to lead all this action, you know.
You and your father.
Yes, exactly.
Did you have a good connection with your father?
Yeah, it was like we are completely two big temperaments, you know, really stubborn people, and we are, I think, similar. We are same, and it was like, you know, I had my way of doing it. And he, because he was a policeman, he was always following more the rules. And I was trying always to say, no, we can't do this and this and this way. And I said, no, you can't, And this was always, all these 3 years, we had always like fights, But I always was, putting my head through the wall. And in the end, he just gave up.
In what kind of situation?
Well, the first thing I told him, hey, we need to put a tent. At least a tent. He said, no, we can't, we will have problems. And in the end, police said, you can't do anything. You should not put a tent. You should not put anything. I said to him, we will put a tent. And then it was, after a couple of days, we will put a tent. This started this way. So, and every time.
And what happened?
The tent was there, like, let's say 1 month. Oh. Yeah, the first one, the green one, he had it somewhere in the storage. He found it in Red Cross. It was like a tent for maybe 20 people. But the problem was it started to rain and, and this was not enough. It was like everything was wet inside. So we give up from this tent. And when I told him that we should maybe, build something a little bit better, he said no. And to be honest, we didn't have time. It was a really emergency situation. Every day we had around 50 until 100 people.
Yeah.
And
did you have a job at the time?
Yeah, I was a teacher. I was teaching in the school. So after my work, I came, to the place and I started to work until the night time. It was really, And then I said to my father, look, we need to speak with Red Cross from Bihać because they're already helping. So at least that they give us permission that we do this officially, that we have more, structure in the work. And yeah, they accept. But when my father asked them, can you help us, send us some food or something? They said, no, we don't have, even for us, you need to find your own solution. So what we do, I start to post on Facebook to tell what is going on and to show the pictures, and people was, then they start to come to us and help us more and more. And organizations who was working already in Greece and Serbia, they was following all the movement. So they came also to Bosnia, and then we start. The first winter, people spent down. There was a garage, and the owner was the same owner from this place where there was the ground.
Yeah, the grass
exactly.
Place, yeah.
And down he has a storage because he was doing something with the wood selling or something in this way. He was not happy about that people are down. But we said we can't put them and leave them on the snow. Because
why was he not happy?
Because he was not happy that he was just afraid that they will burn the place because there was a lot of wood. And it was really dangerous because in the end they was just making really fire inside in this garage, and it was really dangerous for them. But we didn't have other solution. I still remember I was driving in my auto, always dry wood pieces that we could make fire because it was so cold and wet that the fire would not start. And this winter was, I remember one night, it was -17. -17. I still remember, I will never forget this night. My fingers was almost frozen. And you are in the night outside, but, and then you see that people need to sleep in this cold outside. So it was really terrible. Yeah. We survived this winter, I don't know even how. Spring came, and then the owner said, okay, I let you this winter, but please, you need to go outside. I need to start to work again. The season is coming. I can't have people there. We said, okay, but how? What we will do? And then we said, okay, we will bring them up. We will, but please give us some paper and permission that we can build something, put something on the ground or make a roof. He said, okay, I will do that.
Who's he?
The owner of all this place.
The owner gave you the permission, all right.
And it was great, in the end, okay, super, we have a paper. Yeah. We went to the government, and my father he was always telling me, no, but in the end he was supporting all my ideas, of course. Without him, I would never do that. He went to the government, he said, look, we have a paper, so let us do something. And then we start. The first thing was making the ground better. We put some, stones and this kind of stuff because it was like a lake when it was raining. And then we agree. My father said, okay, we just can make a roof. I said, okay, no problem, just a roof. But when we make a roof, of course, the walls came.
You knew.
Of course. And inside then we built a plateau where people can sleep. Yeah. No beds, but some kind of beds, And the police, of course, was not happy. No one was, also the government, they was always calling my father, telling what she's doing all the time. Stop this because you make a camp. I said, no, we don't make a camp.
They called your father to tell his daughter off you.
Yes, because, I didn't want to speak with them. I said, you can only arrest me, but you don't have the right to arrest me because I didn't do anything bad. I have a permission of the owner.
So you just chose not to speak to them?
No, because I would speak if they would offer me something, but on this way, if they won't stop me, what I should speak with them? I didn't want really to speak. No, it was really tough. When I speak now, I just remember also the days sometimes when they came and start like, you don't have the permission. I said, yes, I have the permission because we are doing mobile building, like the mobile place. You know how it's not
temporary. Yeah.
So I didn't need permission. You can't do anything. So, always I was one step in front of them.
Wow.
So that I make it shorter, in the end, after these 3 years, we had a completely built wooden house with stove, with solar panels for charging the phones. We had toilet, we had shower, we had a container for garbage. We have 2 containers, one for our office and in the end one first aid office with full equipment.
Listeners will think like, this is a woman who just knows how to build houses, etc. But you're a teacher. You were a teacher. You had a refugee background. You're a teacher there, and you just start to move. I mean, how do you look upon yourself, looking back? Like, how did I get there?
To be honest, I didn't think about that. I just came. For example, I come after my work. I come there and I look. What should I do again to make it better? That was it. I didn't think about that. And every time when I post something, I said, we need this and this, and then you find somehow supporters. They just come, give you some money, and you make it.
That's a beautiful. I'll have to repeat that 3 steps because that's beautiful. First, you come.
Yeah.
That's a very important thing because people stay away if they don't know what they're gonna do. But you just come. And the second question when you're there is, how can I make things better?
Yeah.
And then you have this idea, and you don't know how yet, but you just post the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people come and fix it.
Yes, because you always find people who find this idea good. Yeah. Because it was, social media is a social media, and big community of supporters are somehow always connected, and this is the way, and this is how we did it. We had really groups who came to build with us, even, of course, as I said,
from your village or also?
No, from people from Germany, from all over the countries, Italy, not matter. They really came with vans, with tools, with some money.
How was the impact on your village? With people from all over Europe, with fans, hippies, whatever. No,
yeah, exactly.
I can imagine.
It's a small village. We are not used even for people, foreigners. We are not used of it, and volunteers and all these kind of things, And when they start to seeing that some kind of people coming, but I make it again on the way. For example, I called local people who was renting the rooms. I said, hey, I have some tourists. They make some money. Then I brought them to local restaurants. And then it starts, oh, Sanela is again with someone, like, oh, come to us to eat. It starts to be somehow normal after some time, because, and the police in the beginning, they was checking their passports. They was, who are you? Who sent you? In the end, it was like, they just called me on the phone and said, hey, some of your people are there on the ground, like, come. So it started, to be completely normal. It sounds easy, but it's really not.
No.
It's not, because, I get some troubles with some neighbors, of course. They didn't like me anymore. Even I was, for example, teaching the kids of this woman. She was living really near there. Even the guys was never doing anything to them. They never go to the house close, nothing. But I don't know, she was just so upset about our work. The man was coming to our place and attacking us. So we had really a lot of trouble.
The men were coming to your place to attack you?
Yes, he said, for example, that he will burn all the place, that he will come with the auto and drive us like over us and some kind of things.
That's really death threats in a way.
Yeah, and we was reporting this to the police. Even with some policemen, I had the same problem. They couldn't accept a woman, standing there, like, and telling them what they need to do or what they should do. And also I was reporting it also to the chefs, and for luck the chef was really good. I had luck there, and he was then telling them, no, you don't have the right to tell her anything. She can do whatever she wants on the way that she is working on this humanitarian basis. And I was also not doing anything illegal, I was really careful to follow the rules,
exactly.
Of course.
You knew. Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah. I was never doing something which is illegal, but, for example, receiving money for the guys or something on this way, for them that was illegal. They said, no, you can't do that. I said, yes, I can.
Yeah.
I can, because this is my right to do that, and I can do it, and I know my rights.
That's the fourth step in a way.
Exactly.
Like we had these three, but then the fourth one is know your rights and use them against the ones who are saying that they are in charge of the rights.
Exactly, and there was not, even the decision, which was illegal, all the stuff which was illegal, I told them, you are doing things which are not okay, not me.
Exactly.
I'm helping, and I'm doing this because I know that I can do that, and I will do it. But you are doing the things illegal. In the end, we had a really good coordination. Then all the other organizations came to us, like IM, like DRC, like Save the Children, everyone really. They were supporting us also with NFI, with stuff, with food. We also make places that people can cook there. So it was,
So
long
you had
story.
an operation running over there. And then at some point, just to switch, because you're now here in Sarajevo. What happened?
It happened that I again saw, like, when I was following some people more, let's say intensively, because there was longer in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Some asylum seekers, some people, who said, okay, we would like to stay in Bosnia, or they was living, or they was, for example, sick, they couldn't move. So different kind of things. And in the same time, I was really supporting them, trying to find them solutions. And I saw, hey, but these people are struggling, because in all this work, this emergency work, let's say, you just are inside and you just, every day 50 people, 100 people, 50 people, you don't have time to think what is going on around you. And then I saw these guys are really struggling. We had one guy from Syria. He got his protection in Bosnia, and then he got the work permit. And we helped him really. I called my Red Cross colleagues in Sarajevo here and asked them, do you need a translator? They said, yeah. I said, yeah, but I have Farouk.
Farouk is his name?
Yeah, he's an asylum seeker. He has a work permit. Can he work? Because he speaks very well English and Arabic. They said, yeah, wow, great idea. So he started to work, but the problem was he didn't have a bank account. Yeah. Again, the same problem. What happened in Bosnia, they didn't know that they can't give him a bank account. Even he's an asylum seeker, and he had a right. They said, no, he don't have a right. So again, the same problem.
Yeah.
We was fighting. Again, we win. We find a way that he opened a bank account, which is now completely normal. But before 2 years.
When was this?
It was two years, I think, ago.
Okay.
It was completely.
And now it's normal.
Now it's normal.
Wow, things can change quickly.
Exactly. But yeah, this is the point that you we give examples and find the rights of the people and show this. That this is possible. Yeah. And from these ideas, from these things that I saw, hey, there are people really who need even this long-term support. They need to find jobs. They need to learn the language. They need to do these things. They want to stay in Bosnia, or even if they are temporary here, but give them the opportunity to live a normal life. Yeah. This was my reason why I decided to prepare for this program and preparing for the project. I was preparing myself around 6 months, writing and, finding donors and this kind of things. And then I came to Sarajevo. I was searching for a house where I will have good neighbors, as we talk about neighbors. This was very important for me.
Yeah, you first look for neighbors and
then
the
this
house.
was really the thing, because
you already had a vision to bring people in.
Of course. Yeah. I wanted that they come, that they learn here, for example, that we have lessons, that we can spend time together, really like a center where, and also
like a living room.
Exactly. Not only for people on the move, I wanted also to that everyone is interacting, to make a networking with internationals and with locals. This was for me very important.
Yeah. It's important, just pause a little bit, because it's clearly a new phase. It's a phase that some people who are working for people on the move never get to.
Exactly.
And that's okay. It's absolutely. I mean, everybody has to do their own thing, what they can do. But the first phase is high adrenaline, fixing everything every day for a new challenge, and that can be addictive as well. Many people you recognize. I see you smiling because it's very urgent. It's very necessary. You get lots of support, but you after a couple of years, realize there's a new phase, and I have to get into that. So you have to leave the other behind, because of course there were organizations now, so that's good for emergency. But it's a sign of great vision, even to say like, oh, but there's another phase, and that's the phase of integration. Of trying to do the hard work, which is less sexy, so to speak.
Yeah. This is completely true. Yeah, this is true, because we had this problem when I was telling what are my ideas. Some people was, like more into this emergency things because it's more visible. You see directly that every day you give some food, shoes, and like everyone who is donating see, okay, like there is a rhythm. There is also these terrible things. And, I don't know, it was okay. Yes, it was like putting some water on the fire, which was never be able to put the fire down. It was, every day going on. And I saw the structure was okay. In Cljuč, I said, okay, you can even work now in this way. Just continue and everything will be fine. But as you said, I saw there needs to be done something more deeply. Yeah. And then it started also my struggle with also donations, because it's not visible. If you want to learn someone a language, it needs months. Yeah. Or integrate him, it's maybe even a year. Or even longer,
And you make a picture of somebody in proper clothes at a table, having coffee and having a book. It's way different from broken feet and poor ladies with their stroller in the snow.
Exactly.
It's very stupid, but it's the other one that just creates money to continue. And this one is way harder.
Yeah, this is true. And also, what I'm doing, this all integration program, the government should do. This needs to be done, because, it's not existing. I was the first one who was establishing Bosnian lessons for asylum seekers in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Can you imagine this?
In the whole country.
In the whole country. And, and this kind of things you can imagine. And then when I said, hey, but people, look, we are integrating the people. They want to work. Give them the chance to work. You see that we need workers. Still, this is not recognized, because I'm still like, they see me just an outreach NGO, small NGO. Even they, of course, know.
Even today,
of course, they know my name and they know what I was doing in Cljuč. Everyone knows that. And it's not like it's obvious, but still they don't like, I think, the idea, because I think I show them this, what they should do, and don't do it. This is, I think, the problem.
So you show to the government what they should have done.
Yes.
But they've never thought of people that wanted to stay in Bosnia.
This is also one problem, because they still see just migration as a security problem, or they look at that, they are just crossing, they are just leaving. Why we should even do something for them here, But they don't see that they are here, families with children. We have mixed marriages. We have people on the move who are married Bosnian women and they have children. Yeah. Of course, they will stay here, And they are completely invisible. Yeah. This is the point, and they don't even know that these people exist. They don't even know that. And this is the problem. And I try to show, I don't like to explore, to show these pictures like, or faces on this way, because, the privacy is very important. But, on the way how we work and on the way how I try to show this, we try to show them as, parts of community. But they are still existing. They are part of community. They are struggling really hard, but they are here. They are existing.
It's a special city, because here in Sarajevo, because you can hear the church bells, and then immediately after or before, you hear the azan, the Muslim prayer, and I haven't encountered that in Europe, in any place. Basically, I mean, even in my city, Amsterdam, who claims to be a very open-minded city, a friend befriended a man who has a mosque in Amsterdam West. He wants to have the azan just loud and open to everybody, and it just wasn't possible. And even if it became legal, the neighbors would protest.
I know.
So it's so different here. It's just a melting pot of cultures.
Yeah, this is true. And we are, when you look about the Muslim communities, Bosnia together with Albania is, the only Muslim community here in the whole Europe. And this, even we are like a small community, but the when you come here, you feel this flair a little bit different. And Sarajevo is really, really special, because really on, like, let's say 500 meters around, you have the Catholic Church, Orthodox Church, a mosque, and a synagogue. Yeah. And this is something really special, and people from Sarajevo are really proud of that. and I see that people love it. And this is also something what represents Sarajevo in a special way. It's a welcoming city, and you when you are on the street, you see all different kind of color. Of you hear languages speaking, and a lot of tourists start really to explore and to come really to Bosnia now, which is really great.
And what I was wondering is, when you tell about all the choices, we laugh a little and you smile about, wow, you fixed this and you got this done. But there's amazingly a lot of amazing hard work and
this is true
in the relationships with others that are having difficult, like the man who was hosting the garage. I mean, it's not easy.
No.
And the policeman. Do you draw from your own spiritual background or tradition to get strength for these moments, or is it where do you get your strength from?
This question people ask me a lot of time, because everyone who knows me a little bit better, they know that I'm completely workaholic and perfectionist, and and I work really 24/7. I don't need to be too much proud of that, because it sometimes really comes on that I come to my limits, of course. And this kind of work is intense. This is, I think, the hardest work that you can imagine, because you are working with people. This is the first thing. You are working with people who are some kind of vulnerable also, and it's a completely different situation. You need to be very flexible. This is also a thing, because you can't plan. You can't have a calendar. You can have it in 50%, but all the other things are just improvisation in the moment. What you get. Tomorrow I can get an emergency case, and I don't know, I need just to find a solution for it. And then it comes this, when you need to step in front of some people and to work, because I had the feeling from the beginning, and still have it, that everyone just want to make it more difficult. I told them in Cljuč, I told them, look, we charge the phone there, they sleep here, they will get everything, they will not go in the village. So we do things for you to make the community better, that people
feel
just
safe or
exactly.
Something. Yeah. Well, you had your own vision that people could easily mix.
No, they didn't get it in, but later they got it.
Yeah.
Later it was really obvious. They said, yeah, but this is true. Because, people get everything in one place. They can just go cross on the way where they want to go, and that's it. And the same thing is here in Sarajevo. You learn them to know the language. They will find a job. They will be independent. They will not go on the street and beg for money. They will not steal. So they will be integrated in the community. You have one problem less in the community. This is the point. But it's very hard. It's very hard. And you need, I think, I don't say that that you need to be a little bit crazy, but I think there is something that not everyone can do that, really.
The question was, where do you draw your strength from in the moments you don't want to?
I don't know. You see these good things, you see these changes. And I see that, for example, when I do something, when I said, yes, I can do it, and I will do it, and I will show them that it's possible, in the end, I really do. This gives me some kind of, and of course, the people. When you see that, they are happy, and that I managed to change a little bit one day, or, a couple of hours. For me, this is something what give me, I think, this energy back. Or like yesterday, we had this football game, and when I see this guy was laughing, and he was just laughing, he didn't even know why he's laughing, but I was watching him from the side, he didn't notice that I watching him. I saw this smile on his face, and probably this would this stay in my head, and this is keeping me going and working on this way. Yeah.
Wow, it's like children.
It is, believe me.
Right?
My experience from school, because at 18 years I was teaching, really gave me a lot, because here you have a community of young men, and sometimes they behave really like a children. Sometimes you really need to be like a mama or teacher, and set up the rules on the way, like diplomatically, democratically, But somehow someone needs to have this word to tell them, hey, now it's, you should not do that. Or, for example, when they are late, this is always a big problem, to tell them, 10 o'clock is the time. You need to come on this. So it was really used. I was using my...
But it's also, when you're raising children, you're putting way more energy in than you could imagine before you got children. But you do it because you see these little moments of growth.
Exactly.
And you love the people.
When I see the progress, when I see how much they grow, even they are grown men, but still, beside all the, the life on the street, the struggle, they lose this continuity, they lose the structure of the day, they sleep in the day, all these things. And when you see that finally now, like they have a routine again, they learn the language, they start to work, you see this progress and it's amazing. And this is the result in the end, what you want to have, yeah.
What would you say to people who think that, well, maybe I should do something, but I can't build the things Sanela built? What would you say? Well,
I would just say, give these people a chance, or give yourself a chance. This is, for example, the message, because I have a lot of people from my community, from Bosnian people, that was in the beginning very afraid. They was telling, they had this thinking about, the guys on the move or in general, all this subject of immigration, just they was afraid. But when they start to work with us or come to hang out with us, they completely change their mind. And of course, I know that people are not so into it to change a lot or big things. But even you do a little small thing for one person, you can do a lot of things, because you will change, even you will change not even a day of a person, because this person will remember you. I know one policeman was so afraid of them. He was so afraid of them. And later, months by months, then he just came one day, he showed me on his phone how two guys arrived, and they tell him, "Thank you, Mr. Policeman, you was so great to us." You can't imagine how happy this policeman was. He completely changed his view of that. He said, "Yeah, but they are so nice. I would like to visit them." I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe." This is the thing. And he gets something from that. This what you can, this thankful, when the people are thankful and happy and remember you on the special way, because this was just one day in their life, but they will remember it for the whole life. If you want to have this experience, to get something what you can't buy with money, then you should give yourself a chance.
Give yourself a chance. I'll remember that. Thanks a lot, Sanela.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Living as Neighbours. My name is Rico, currently Network Director of A World of Neighbours. This podcast is made possible by the Lutheran World Federation with the support of the German federal government through the Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit. You will find more awesome people all over Europe in our network of practitioners. Follow us on @A World of Neighbours for more information and more podcasts like these.